Georgia teachers, stop wasting your time and money on weak teachers organizations. Join APE, the most aggressive teachers organization of the South. APE stops bad drive-by evaluations of teachers. Don't teach in the jungle without APE.
You know, you got these crazy administrators writing up teachers, terminating their contract just because they don't like them. And we're going to be talking about on tonight 20-2-750. Okay, 20-2-750. We're talking about the chronic behavioral problems that's in school system today when teachers write up the students, send them to the office, the administrators send them back. We're going to show you how to get them out of your classroom. Most of the time, those crazy students run you crazy the whole year. The whole year they'll run you crazy. But we're going to show you how to get them out of your classroom, okay? You know, you don't have to deal with that, okay? There's a law that protects teachers from crazy students, what they call chronic behavioral students, lunatics. And every time that kid come in, they start fights, act crazy, always in trouble. Well, do you know that the 750 law protects teachers from these crazy students? And even when the principal says nothing you can do, you know, the parents send us their best. It's a bunch of bull. You do not have to tolerate irate, irresponsible children coming into your classroom. There's a law 20-2-750 and 751, and we're going to show you how to get them out of your classroom. I hope you brought your pen and your notepad, and we're getting ready to get started. Before we get started, if you would hit that like button, subscribe so you'll know when we're going live, hit the bell. So every time we go live, you'll be notified, okay, that we are on live. We're going to be trying to go the rest of the summer, 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, okay, trying to give out, put out some good stuff for teachers to get prepared, going back to these irate and irresponsible parents, children, and a bad and crazy administrators, okay, they giving teachers what we call bad drive-by evaluations. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how you can get these crazy students out of your classroom, because a lot of administrators, they don't want you to know that this law exists. They don't want you to know this law exists. You know why? Because they want you to deal with these crazy students because they don't know where else to put them, and they don't want to put them in their friend's classroom, the one that they like the most. They don't want to put those crazy students in those teachers' classroom. They want to put those students in the teacher's classroom they don't like, or the teacher's classroom that is strong on discipline. But you can get these children out of your classroom. Most of the time, most of your problem comes from these crazy type of students. You get put on a PDP, professional development plan, or whatever the hell they call on the TICAs. You get put on this because of the fact they say that you can't control your classroom management. They put you on a PDP, put on there classroom management. Have you exhaust your classroom management plan? And so they use that classroom management against you to give you all these negative evaluation, what APE calls bad drive-by evaluation, when they just pop up into your room like a bad drive-by, pop up into your room and just destroy your career. Bad drive-by evaluation. You know how it is in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I come from the hood. Yeah, I hate to say it, but that's the way it is, right? Yeah. Yeah, you know, they just drive by and shoot. Man, I tell you what, that's why I came up with this bad drive-by evaluations. Because administrators, I'm talking about bad administrators, they'll just show up unannounced and destroy your career and just come into your room, shoot you up. Bad drive-by evaluations. Okay. And you need to be a part of an aggressive teachers organization if you want to stop these crazy administrators from destroying your career. Stop paying these other organizations that kissing the administrators' butt. See, these other teachers organizations, they allow administrators to be a part of their organization. APE is the only teachers organization that represent only classroom teachers. We do not represent administrators. We represent classroom teachers. So when we walk into the building, we know we're coming to represent you, the classroom teacher. Okay? And that's just the way it is. Okay? All right, we're going to go to a commercial. You know, we got to pay the bills. You understand. Glucose 6. You know, we have a lot of our family members, deal with sugar diabetes. And I truly believe glucose 6. They give me this thing to read. Yeah, glucose 6. I believe in it. Okay, because I read a lot of testimonies about this. And if you would like to get you a bottle of glucose 6, all you have to do is click the link in the description, okay, and hit the code 8Mafia. You'll see it down there, 8Mafia. Click on that link, and you can get you a bottle of glucose 6. We'll be right back.
If balancing your sugar levels feels like a constant struggle, or diabetes worries keep you up at night, Glucose 6 is the solution you've been searching for. Thousands transformed, healthier lives achieved. Glucose 6, a one-of-a-kind product, has changed the lives of thousands, helping them achieve better blood sugar levels and healthier lives. Glucose 6, your solution to balanced sugar levels. Order now for a healthier tomorrow.
Y'all saw that old man on that bridge. That glucose 6 really works, man. He pumped up. He feeling good. Okay, go to the description, hit the link, glucose 6 on an 8Mafia. You'll see the link there. Click on that link. You know, if you don't need it, some loved ones that need a bottle of glucose 6. Okay, go get that. All right, let's jump right into this thing. Okay, now we're going to be talking about teachers' rights, managing chronic behavior problems. Okay, understanding your role and responsibility. Okay, I'm your host, and just get right to it. Okay. Now, I want y'all to understand this is very, very important. Okay, it is very important that you have these send these crazy children to school, and some of them act crazy, and they off the change. Okay, and these kids come into your classroom, and you think there's nothing you can do. You write them up, they send them back. You write them up, they send them back, and then they ask you to follow your classroom management plan. Let me tell you a little bit about APE. APE is the most aggressive teachers organization of the South. We've been called APE Mafia by some of our members. One of our members named us APE Mafia, okay, because we are the most aggressive teachers organization of the South, okay? And we represent only classroom teachers, not administrators, okay? Okay, if you want real protection, you need to be a part of an organization that the administrators are afraid of. And, it don't make any sense that you're going to be a part of any other organization where they allow administrators to be a part of the same organization you in. It's like a schizophrenic. You don't know who you're serving. You have to know who you serve. Even the Bible talks about you cannot serve two masters. You love one and hate the other. It just doesn't work. What we're going to be talking about today is O.C.G.A. 20-2-750-751. It is called the Student Code of Conduct. Okay. We're going to show you how to get these crazy students out of your classroom. Okay. We're going to give you an example letter. Okay. This is a letter that I came up with myself. I've been using for over 20 years, a powerful letter that will remove a student out of your classroom quick, fast. And you're going to get a chance to get a copy of that on tonight, okay? You get a chance to see that. And if you join and become a member, you'll get a copy of that, okay? And if you're a fast writer, you can write some of it down, right? We're going to read it out to you, but we're going to show you how to get these crazy students out of your classroom so you can be prepared when schools start back next year, this year coming up, the school year. You'll be prepared. You want to be prepared that, before you get back to the school, because you're going to have these crazy students in your classroom. They're going to be there, period. There's no way around it, okay? And at any time y'all want to chat with me, I will see your comments. All you have, whatever you want to ask, whatever you want to talk about, all you have to do is put it into the chat, okay? And it'll come up on the screen, and we'll answer any question that you want to be answered. We're going to be doing these seminars. I guess we can call them seminars, but probably daily, okay? And we're probably going to run this one again too. It'll be on YouTube. If you miss it, all you got to do is go back and look at the replay on YouTube, Facebook. It's on X. It's on Instagram, whatever to call it. You can go and see it there, okay? All right, Student Code of Conduct. And we're going to be talking about the importance of understanding your rights and managing student behavior. It's amazing to me that you would think they would teach this to especially new teachers. You would think they would teach this, but they don't. And they definitely don't teach it the way APE teaches it, okay? We have a way to remove students out of the classroom, and we use the law against these administrators that scares the hell out of them, and they hurry up and get that child out of your classroom. So you got to know how to use the law, okay, when you are dealing with some of these crazy administrators. Now, you have some good administrators. They will remove the child from your classroom. You won't have a hard time. They're going to get that student. They're going to suspend that student. They're going to get him out your classroom. And if he didn't come to learn, they're going to get him out to school altogether. But then you have those administrators that are afraid of the parents. And when you are afraid of the parents, the administrator will allow the parents to beat up on the classroom teachers. Okay. And when that happens, say they take the side of the parent over the teacher, and then start trying to put the teacher on a professional development plan, a PDP, or whatever the hell they call it on the TICAs today, and start writing them up what APE called bad drive-by evaluations. We're going to show you how to use this law to get them out of your classroom, okay? So you need to, I hope you have some pencil, some paper, because it is so important, okay, to learn this strategy the way we do it, okay? The way we help teachers get these crazy students out of the classroom. You see here, this is a principal clown. I thought I'd just share this with you, okay? Because if you go to our website, you'll see that we have a whole page on principal clowns, where we go in there and we list all these clowns in different schools. And you can go to myapenow.com if you want to see this clown list. Okay, we call it the principal clown list, principal clowns of America, where all the principals in America that we think that are crazy as hell or harassing classroom teachers, we put them on this list called the principal clowns of America. And this is the way they look, okay? This is the site, okay? And sometimes they call my office trying to get off that list, because when you Google, we got a Google set up, paid ads. when they put their names in, when they're trying to get a job, or somebody just put their names in Google, this clown face is, it just pop up with their name on it. And it says that they are now on an 8 PDP plan. Okay. And we believe that teachers in the classroom with these clowns, they know them better than anyone. So teachers, we give teachers the right to call us to put these principals on our clown list, because we got to warn all our members. We have to warn our members. We want them to know where these clowns are located, where they won't go to that school. Or if they end up in a principal clown school, they need to know that clown is crazy. Okay, so that's why we do that. So I thought it would be nice for me to show you a picture of the clown on the clown list. Picture of our clown. Okay. So just call us if you want your principal on the clown list. Just call us at 770-347-8797. We'll put them on the clown list. Okay. One of our strategies. All right, let's get busy. Okay, we got get it done. Okay. Defining chronic behavioral problems. Okay. Defining chronic behavioral problems. Okay. We want you to understand our strategy. Okay. Our criteria. Okay. Because our criteria works. The way we do it, you're able to get that child out of your classroom quick. Okay. That's why. And if you don't want to do it, just join APE. Okay. You join APE, whether you use this or not. You should be a member APE, or you're not a member APE. You need to be joining. Okay. You need to become a member to protect your livelihood and get peace of mind. Okay. Now it says on the 20-2, O.C.G.A. 20-2-750, it says a chronic behavioral problem is defined as a pattern or behavior exhibited by a student that is disruptive in the education environment. Check this out now. And persists over time. I want y'all to pay attention to that. Persists over time. Okay. Otherwise, you just can't go get a child, throw it out of your classroom just because you don't like him, and he won't shut up, he won't be quiet, and all this stuff. He worrying the hell out of you. Okay. This thing got to add up. Okay. And we're going to show you how that you're going to document all this stuff to get it to add up. Okay. So when it adds up, we're going to show you what to do. Okay. For instance, example. Okay. These are the examples that we want you to use. Okay. When they're fighting in your classroom, you can't get them under control, and every time you turn around, they're always trying to start a fight. Okay. You say, well, everybody's not trying to start a fight. Okay. Those crazy students, they're gonna even be doing two things. They're gonna be fighting, and they're gonna be very defiant. Okay. And I'm sure you can use the second one, defiant. Okay. You can use the defiance pretty much on anything, right? So fighting is one of them, and being defiant. Okay. I think you can make that work on one of those crazy students, right? Okay. Now the 8 criteria for chronic behavioral problems and documentation. Okay. What we're saying here, that you're gonna have to document everything. I always said documentation beats conversation. Okay. I think somebody spelled that word wrong. Conversations, convo. But anyway, so you're gonna have to be able to document everything. Okay, that's the first thing you're going to have to do. The first, let me back up. The first thing you need to do, you need to be able to identify these nuts early. First day of school, you got to be able to go in there and realize who's the crazy ones, who's the one you think going to give you problems. And you have to find them early. If you want to be able to get them out and not have them half of the year or the whole year in your classroom running you crazy and you hate to get up and come to work, you better listen to me. Okay? You have to find these crazy nuts. You have to find them early. Okay? Early. School start back. I'm talking about the first 6 weeks, you need to know who these nuts are. And you will know, okay? And then you want to identify, well, like I said, you identify these nuts. And you got to start early. You got to document. Okay, documentation is very important. And then you want to have shown that you tried to help the child by sending making a contract with them. Just a basic contract. I like the contracts better because the contract, you can show that you had a contract between you and that student. Okay, that's why I like the contract better, because you can show that, look, me and the student have agreed that he would do this, and he would try to correct his behavior. He'll try to come to class on time, stop talking in the classroom or whatever. And you sign it, and he sign it, or she sign it. Okay. You want to show that you have tried to correct the issue. Okay. You want to show that their behavior is having an impact on the learning environment. Okay, you want to show that this child, not only this child's not learning anything, but because of his behavior, or his or her behavior, you want to show a pattern. Okay, you want to show that I've tried to help this student to no avail. Okay. And you want to show that because of this child's or this student's behavior, his behavior is impacting the learning environment. Okay, you show that. You want to write that. You want to be able to prove that. I don't care if you use flow charts or whatever you want to use, but you want to have some type of evidence. It don't have to be a lot, but show evidence that this child is not trying to learn, and not only this child is not trying to learn, but he or she is now impacting the learning environment of others. All right? It's very important now. That's very important for you to show that. Because if you don't show that, they're going to try to, if we do it, this thing together, you cannot go wrong. Okay? And like I said, if you want us to do it, we'll do it. All you have to do is be a member of the most aggressive teachers organization of the South, okay? Because our members, all they have to do is call us and we'll do this. Okay? A student can't be removed from your classroom. I know you heard that before, right? That's the biggest lie. And a lot of teachers, administrators, they will tell you that. Well, it's nothing we can do because, he's in your classroom. You just got to follow your classroom management plan. You got to do a better job and try to reach the child. No, what about you do your job? I send them to the office. How about you just do your job? Do your job. And don't send them back to the classroom. Put them in our, what you call that now? I think it's called ISS. Put them in the ISS. Send them home, suspend them. Do whatever the hell you have to do, but get them out of here. Put them in another classroom. I don't care what you do with them. See, but they want you to think that somebody can't be removed from your classroom. And you go through the whole year getting your butt kicked by this crazy student. Your hair coming out your head, your bald head this year, your bald head. You're wearing a wig now. Why? Because you're allowing this crazy, irate student harass you, you send them to the office, they send them back. You don't have to deal with that. Okay? All right. Now, you see here, this is an 8 example letter, okay, that we give you. Okay? We give you this letter. All you have to do is plug it in, right? Just plug in. And let me read it to you. Subject, request for student removal. You're sending this to the principal. Now, you probably say, well, who I send it to? You send it to the principal. Okay? Or whoever your, whatever grade level you on and whoever your administrator. But I don't care who your administrator is. You should send this to your principal and your grade chair administrator. Okay? And it says, okay, dear Dr. Clown or Mr. Clown, I'm writing to bring to your attention that Lil Johnny has been identified as a chronic behavioral student as outlined in O.C.G.A. 20-2-750-751. Unfortunately, his behavior has been impacting the classroom environment. And I believe this situation is affecting not only his learning, but also that of his classmates. I kindly request that he be removed from my classroom. See how you say that kindly? You're being nice right now, right? Removed from my classroom immediately. Please find the documentation, see, and interventions I have implemented attached below. So also a tribunal hearing may be necessary. Now, you're not saying you want the child trial to be tribunal, but you have set it up according to 20-2-750 law. You have set it up that the child has to be tribunal. He has to be tribunal, period. But you're saying, okay, you just threaten them there. Say, look, I already know I got all this stuff set up correctly, ready for this kid to be tribunal. Have a tribunal here. It's already ready to go. But if y'all want to move him to another classroom and get him out my classroom, okay, we don't have to go there. But see, that is letting that principal know that everything has been done according to the law. Everything has been set up according to 20-2-750-751, saying that you have the right to tribunal a student, remove him from your classroom if he is a chronic behavior student. That's what 20-2-750 means. He's a chronic behavior student, and by him being this, and you have identified and you have put all your documentation together, he has to be tribunal. No way around it. Okay, that's why I always add also a tribunal hearing may be necessary. It don't have to be, but you definitely got to get his ass out of my classroom. You definitely you have to do that. Or we have a tribunal hearing and we'll get him removed not only from the school, but probably from the school system. See, when they see this, they know that you have some strong supporters behind you. And no teachers organization, no one writes it the way 8 writes. They can't write and they can't spell. Okay? You understand? They know for reading this letter that you send them, they know that this child must be removed quick because you have all your paperwork together, your documentation. Send them to also when you do the contract between you and the student, you're trying to fix it, call the parent, all that. Have evidence where you have sent them to the counselor's office a couple times, many times. Remember, you're setting this thing up because you have identified this crazy, irate, and irresponsible student early. That's why I say day one is very important. Not to wait when the kid don't got your hair and you're going bald and the kid got you pulling your hair out your head. No, don't wait that long. That's too long. You have waited too long. As soon as school start back this year, you start identifying, setting up, first of all, identifying these chronic behavior students. Because you know, it won't take long for you to figure them out. Where teachers mess up at, they wait to the last minute trying to do all this stuff and try to throw all this stuff together and then try to get a child kicked out of the classroom. No, if you start early, you can start genuinely trying to help this student, okay? Genuinely trying to get this child some help, doing the best you can, you know, trying to help the student. But it is against the law for you to have a chronic behavioral student in your classroom affecting the learning processes of other students. And you need to know that. You need to know it is against the law you know, you need to know that. And the only way you're going to know that, the only way you're going to know this, if you have did your homework from the beginning. If you wait too late, you wait to the last minute, okay? You wait to the last minute, it's going to be hard to get that child removed from your classroom. Now, you can still get them removed because you don't have to tolerate that 20-2-750. Allow you to fight back against administrators trying to keep these chronic behavior students in your classroom. You don't have to tolerate that. Period. You have a right. You have a right to remove these students out of your classroom. But you must make sure that you identify these behavioral students early on. Okay? Now, it's okay if you want to give them the first, I guess the first 3 months, I guess. I wouldn't do that. Okay? But it's okay if you want to do that. You need to identify these chronic behavior students early, and you just start documenting. Okay, their behavior. Okay, so the only way you're going to be able to do that is by I would say about after the first month, the first 2 months, and say, look, I don't got on to you. I've been trying to get you to get your act right, and you're not trying to get it right. So look, we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to write a contract. Okay, use the contract, say before I call your mom, I'm gonna give you a chance to correct it. Before I send you to the office, I'm gonna give you a chance to correct it. When they don't do it, call their parents and you document it. When they don't do it, you send them to the office. So what the principal say, you talk to the parent, I already called them, talked to them, everything. I've did everything. And here's my intervention where I've tried to help them. I did everything I could, and they still act out in my classroom. They still talking down to me, cursing me out, fighting, and I can't even teach the regular students, you know, because of the fact I'm getting on to him all day, or I'm getting on to her all day. You put that letter in place, you send it to the administrator, and they're going to get that child out of your classroom. And if they violate the law, that's when you call 8. Because we're going to take the copy that you gave, all your documentation, and we're going to send a letter to the superintendent in the governor's office and ask them to investigate this administrator for violating 20-2-750. Okay? See, that's the difference than GAE, Page, AFT, Mace, Educator First. We do not allow these administrators to harass our members. Allow that. And that's the problem today. These teachers are joining these organizations, these what I call the pretty group. All fluffy, like a little poodle. They fluffy and pretty. But they have no bite. You get that gorilla that ate, take that poodle and throw him against the wall, crack him in peace. Okay, I don't want the PETA people coming after me now. Okay, whatever they call. I don't want them trying to, get me. He said, I told you the other night that I had to bury my dog. Okay, so we love animals, okay? But I'm just letting you know, they're nice to be petted and fluffy and played with. But when it comes to protecting your livelihood, you better be a part of an organization that the administrators are afraid of. You have to be a part of an organization that's going to fight, truly fight for your rights. If you want to contact APE, all you have to do is go to apenow.com. Okay, that's myapenow.com. Or you can call us at 770-47-8797. That's 770-347-8. If you want to reach us by our company email, it's realhelp@myapenow.com. realhelp@myapenow.com. Thanks for listening to us on tonight. I hope that you have learned something that you can use to protect yourself, protect your career, protect your certification. Okay? Remember, if you want to be a part of the most aggressive organization of the South, all you have to do is go to myapenow.com and you'll be glad you did. Thank you for listening. We'll see you on tomorrow night. Take care.